Hey everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Shut Up and Let Me Take Your Picture. I'm here with Daniel and Max.
Hello.
All the way from Canada today.
Oh yeah. Toronto.
Toronto. And we're here to talk about some photography related topics again. This is episode 2. So what's up, Max?
I'm still feeling a little betrayed that you said Toronto instead of Toronto.
Toronto.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
You can't hard T it, bro.
Yeah. You know, there's a new movie that came out, Man from Toronto, and then in the movie they say Toronto, and then like people from Toronto are pissed. They're like, we were boycotting this film.
It's a man from Toronto.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Toronto.
Yes.
More accurately would be Mandems from Toronto or Utes from Toronto. All right, I'm done. I'm sorry. That's enough.
So Max is a friend of ours. He does a video for weddings.
It's my impression of me taking video.
Yes. He's also in a band.
Wait, are you currently in a band or
No,
were
I'm
you in a
looking for
band?
I'm trying to get you guys to be in my band.
What would we name our band though?
Shut up and let us play you music.
These chicks don't even know the name of my band.
Yeah. We should call it D13.
Oh my God.
Sorry, that's enough.
I guess let's get into things, guys. I'm talking on the mic like I'm like
Yeah, you're like concert singing. You're like that was my shitty vocal roll. It was bad.
Okay. So Max, this question's for everyone, but for you directly here.
Sure.
What's the difference between photo and video?
So a photo is like a million words, right? Or 1,000 words. And a video is like anywhere between 24 to 120 photos per second. So it's like anywhere between 24,000 and 120,000 words per second.
I like that answer. That was a good answer. I think I meant to write that out on the prompt sheet as what's the difference between videography and photography. Like what are the differences? And I accidentally wrote photo and video on there. So
I honestly started in video because like when I was a really young kid, I started watching a lot of YouTube and a lot of these skits where like the equipment didn't matter because no one had good equipment. So I never thought of photography as something. I was like, oh, that's really artistic. I want to do stupid things with my friends. And that was video for me. So when I started off with that and I actually got my first like thing of equipment, I was like, oh, I have to like take photo gigs to pay for my stupid shit that I want to do with my friends. So I have a very different relationship with video than I think a lot of people do, because like video was like my number one passion growing up, and photo kind of came along with it. I love it now too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
So it really started with video being like the thing I wanted to do with my spare time.
So would you say that it's like taking 120 photos a second for the next 8 hours?
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot. It's a lot of photos, and also it's a lot of photos to go through, because we all did that content day, right? You know.
Yeah.
And scrubbing through all of that film was a lot, but it was fun. It was very fun. I got a lot of cool stuff from that, and I
did you
can't
go
wait to
by
show you
like
guys.
frame by frame?
Sometimes when you're putting a highlight video out, and this goes for weddings too, I think that like it's worth it to scrub frame by frame to know when to cut in, cut out, and when you like want to shift it left and right. Like when I'm actually just like scrolling through, but like leaving it in like the same place in the timeline.
Yeah.
Because if someone blinks right in that last frame, it's one of those pet peeves for me. If someone blinks in the last frame and then I cut to a different scene, that to me is like I wasn't paying attention, and that's kind of where I think that's as far as I'll go for nitpickiness for my own work. But sometimes I do go frame by frame.
When I do edit some video content here and there, and Daniel does as well. I don't think, do you go frame by frame?
I wouldn't say I go like frame by frame. I mean, I do a lot of like amateur video stuff. I don't do like any production that is like for somebody. All the productions that I do are for myself.
Yes.
So I guess I'm not as picky about it.
Yeah, it looks like trash. But for me, my stuff looks like trash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were saying my stuff.
No. My stuff looks like trash.
That's really rude.
How dare you? You guys should throw down right here.
Mic drop.
Oh God, no!
Don't drop these.
Don't
mics.
drop the mic.
Don't drop these mics.
To kind of go to like I guess the difference between videography and photography. I know for a fact like photographers, like you guys have such detail you guys have to go into, and I'm not there yet. I want to learn. I want to get to that point, but like there are some video moments where I'm like, this has ruined a past video of mine, and now knowing what I know, I would have done this differently. And it sometimes does come frame by frame. That eyes opening thing, it's very noticeable in a lot of wedding videos because especially if you shoot slow-mo, if you like close your eyes right before you cut to another frame, it looks terrible. And that actually happened in the one that you and I met, Jarrett, when I was doing the getting ready with the brides, and just one bride, not brides.
Plural bride.
That's okay too.
Yeah, and it's like you have to. Like the idea is almost you want to get the apex of movement or motion, because otherwise it'll look weird. Because if you're in the middle of motion and you cut it right there, you better be coming in with that exact same motion in the next frame, right? That's another one of those like things. But it's so different from photo, and it's transferable, but in a different way. And I think motion is one of those biggest things that I've been happy enough to do with my own videography that I'm starting to like learn the differences between photography and videography. So big difference.
That's cool.
What do you do when you want to take photos in like a studio setting, and you don't like have a studio space? What do you do?
I mean, I technically have a studio space. I don't use it. It's literally like in the back of our DJ office. I put together like a piping system to run down backdrops. And so that's there, but it's such like a super, super confined space in there. And also you're fighting around a bunch of other equipment that I feel like weird bringing people there that I'm like, oh yeah, like I want to do like this professional studio shoot. But also, hey, ignore all of this DJ equipment that's in the background. Like, just don't worry about that. We're going to take these pictures. So I've done like professional portraits in there from time to time.
Like headshots?
Yeah, like headshots and stuff like that. But I would never go for anything like artistic. Because, I mean, you want someone to feel comfortable, especially when you're taking pictures. And in the storage room of, you know, a DJ company, I don't think that's super comfortable.
Come into the back room. I need to show you something back here.
But it's cool because the front of the office looks really pretty. It's got like, it's a good meeting area with like couches and stuff like that. And then you open the barn doors and it's just like a mess of equipment and then my studio.
So would you say like it's not necessary that you could do most of your shoots outside? Would you like? I guess my next segment into like, would you want to even have like a studio space?
I would want a studio space like at some point. It's not necessary for me now because I don't do that many types of shoots. A lot of my shoots are either like event based, so I'm just somewhere else, or if I am taking pictures of somebody, like I don't have a ton of experience in studio shooting, so like off camera lighting and stuff like that. I mean, I want to get into it. It's awesome. And seeing you do it is really cool.
Yeah.
But I do want a studio one day because I would love to just like come in and being able to like, that's your space to create and you get to like do whatever you want in there. And just right now, I don't have that.
Yeah. No, understandable. Max, would video be?
I think the thing with video, it's like, unless I'm doing a lot of like interviewee type things, it's hard to, or like myself, like if I'm becoming like a YouTuber or like tech reviewer, or like I just bought the Peter McKinnon, you know, backpack, like, oh, I want to make an unboxing video, right? Aside from that, which isn't really the videography that I personally thrive to do, it's hard because like you kind of want to be on location, you want to be at weddings, you want to be at concerts, you want to be in the action, right? But for photo, I 100% want my own studio at some point. If I end up doing both for like a big part of my life, then I can't not see myself getting a studio. Yeah. I actually saw someone posting his studio for rent, and it's like $55 an hour in Detroit, Midtown somewhere.
It's not bad.
And not that bad. And it's like, it's a great spot. It's smaller than this, not as nice as this, obviously. But, you know, for us guys who don't have our own studio, you know, that's kind of one of our better options if we needed it. So
yeah. Oh, PSA, we are in Jarrett's studio right now. This is our lovely scene for today. We had other plans for the podcast, which I'm not going to fully reveal because it's a surprise for the next podcast. But yes, we're here in Jarrett's studio.
Yeah. So segmenting into like owning and making the leap into like getting a studio. Like at the position Daniel and Max are right now, the first thing I did in that position was I rented a 100 square feet office that I just met clients in and did headshots in. Yeah. I think it was like $300 a month. After the first year of like being there, I was like, you know what? 300 a month isn't that bad. What if I like bumped it up $500? I could do that. I could do 800. And then that's when I got my first like actual studio space.
Nice.
And it wasn't that far down from where I originally was. It was $800 a month, guys. Just a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
But what made it work was that I was like booking enough stuff to make it work. So like eventually, like while I wasn't able to shoot there, I was like actually renting space, just like Max was talking about, which builds up your clientele and your portfolio, and then people want to start shooting with you in those spaces. And so it's kind of nice.
Genius idea. So what we're gonna do, and I've thought about this a lot. So everybody wants like the fancy studio space that's like downtown and like in a nice part, and it's like a nice building and stuff like that. But hear me out. We rent a warehouse and we transform the warehouse into a multi-stage studio.
Sounds amazing.
That you have like an infinity wall, and then you can also have like a sit-down set like this, so that people could come in and like you rent it out too. Like people can come in.
That would be
they
a
can
way
film
to
like video podcasts, like interviews and stuff. And then you also have like artistic sections that are just like you have a bunch of like lights hanging everywhere and stuff like that.
Yep.
But I mean, think about it. Warehouse space isn't that expensive.
It's not.
Well, at least not that I know of.
3K maybe.
Well,
5K?
maybe it was in New Mexico.
I don't know how much it is around
I
here.
don't know.
But
We got to look into that.
yeah, find a space that's like Detroit's great and all, like downtown. But I think that sometimes you have to pick a different hub, just because of the parking situation and stuff like that. Because I know that there is, I think, a space in Detroit that's pretty big, or I've seen one there prior to before. But I like the idea.
Yeah.
Have you guys been to a selfie museum yet?
That's what I thought
No.
about.
That's so wild to me, because when I moved to Michigan, I saw like 3 malls I've been to. Each one of them had a selfie museum.
Yeah.
That's
And
so
then
weird.
like a creative collective that popped up here was like, hey, we're gonna like book out a selfie museum. And it's like a mall, like imagine it's in a mall. So it's like a store got leased out, and instead of being a store, it's a bunch of like 24 different sets. Where like one's like cotton candy themed, one's like this theme. But you can bring your own professional cameras, but you can't bring your own professional lighting.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's the reason why renting it out with that whole group was really nice, because they allowed us to bring professional lighting. So that kind of was like the niche that hit a group event that, the guy ended up, I think, making money off of. So
Okay.
yeah, because he booked it all, got the mass tickets, sold the tickets for what they would have paid if they went by themselves. So it's not like he like scammed anybody. Like it all worked out for everybody, and he put in the work to plan it all out. So he deserves a little bit of something for himself.
And did they bring in models too?
Yeah, so I think they had signups for this many photographers, this many models, and I think they had just enough that every set would be taken by one-on-one, and then they would have like it's almost like speed dating too, where they would have like beep, and then like the model would switch, the photographers would switch, and they'd all roulette, and that was really cool. And then there was like a free time at the end for photographers and models who like really wanted to work with each other. That's when the popular ones will stick around, and they'll keep doing stuff.
Yeah. I always go to those like meetups with photographers, and I end up just like talking. I don't ever shoot. I'll shoot for like 5 seconds and be like, yeah, so what's up, guys?
So you guys into photography?
Yeah. Max, you want this?
Oh yes, please.
The next sound you'll hear is Jarrett gulping this delicious Coke.
It's like that video I uploaded to TikTok.
That's what I was thinking. I was trying to remember when I saw you do
which
ASMR.
video
I'm like,
was
you
it?
don't stream on Twitch. You don't stream ASMR.
Is it just shutter clicks? You just like the sound of the
It was
camera.
just a bunch of the
zooming?
camera. Yeah, it was the sound of the camera.
Camera ASMR. And now I'll be changing the battery in my DSLR camera. Click. Shh.
What? Now that we bring it up, what are your like satisfying sounds from doing photography or videography?
Interesting question.
Like, do you have one that comes to mind? Can I go first?
Yes,
While you guys think?
Please, yes.
It's maybe a cop out, but it's a lack of sound. My gimbal. The fact that it doesn't make noise is so
okay.
nuts to me when I'm like running around and stuff. And it's like, I know the motors, I've maxed out the weight limit on my gimbal, by the way, because I have a really thick lenses, and I will refuse to use lesser lenses.
Yeah.
And the fact that it still keeps up without making a single noise is ASMR to me. I go home, I look at the footage, and it's like, oh, it's ASMR.
Yeah, I guess just like crisp, clean audio. I don't know. Even though I shoot like photo and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't know.
That's cool. Actually, I like that. I like how it comes from our like professions, you know, like
Yeah.
what we do the most often.
In accordance with what we were talking about, you ever shooting and the music is loud? You can't hear anything.
So do you like medium level music while you're
So
shooting?
like the music is loud and you're like trying to film, like you're doing like a wedding and like they're just playing that same song for 20 minutes straight and you can't hear anything. You've never done a wedding like that, or you just
I've never done a wedding like that. We've had a mariachi band in that one wedding, but no, I've never had like too loud.
Anytime I have a Chaldean wedding specifically, after you enter the entrances, you don't sit down for dinner soon. What they do is they play 30 minutes of music, and it's I don't know if it's multiple songs or one song, but it's never ending. It's like 30 minutes straight of one song, and then like I can't hear my camera making noise. And so I guess again, it's a lack of sound for me that I can't.
He just
hear.
likes hearing his camera.
Yeah, because I know when it makes the noise, what it's doing.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
So I thought you were going more along the lines of like you can't like hear if you're trying to give like direction to people.
Yeah.
The same.
Well, yeah, basically the same thing. I was DJing a wedding, and we had the music wasn't that loud, but they were doing like. I think they were doing like family photos, like up kind of near where we were. And the photographer came over and she's like, you need to turn that down. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, sorry. And so I pulled down the music a little bit. And like, I don't want to interrupt the experience for the other guests, which would be like turning the music down too low. And then she comes over and she's like, no, you need to turn it lower. Like basically off. Turn it off.
Down.
And I was like, no, I can't do that. I was like, I'll turn it down, but I'm not turning the music off because now you're interrupting my job. And it was just like such a weird experience because she was so mad that there was music playing
during her family photos.
When she was shooting family photos. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. My hot take there is like, if you can't deal with a little bit of music, like there's an acceptable level of music. You could be right beside the speaker, the music's still playing, and you can still give out directions to a whole family. And if you can't do that, I don't know if that's really on the DJ.
It's not the profession for you.
Yeah.
It's not the
it reminds me a lot of the TikTok of that the photographer is saying, stop, don't kiss yet. That kind of reminds me of that.
I think we talked about
Oh
that
my
on the
gosh.
last podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like them not being able to catch up and then them stopping everything else
that's
to
what that
get
reminds
their
me of.
picture. Yeah.
That reminds me of a TikTok I saw where some guy proposed to his girl at Disney World, and one of the cast members walks up and says, "This isn't the best spot," grabs the ring, moves them, and tries to make them propose in like a different spot for a better angle for a photo with the castle in the background.
See,
Pretty sure he got fired.
I saw the same video, but I thought he was stopping them for like completely different reasons.
Like they're in the way?
Because I thought that like because a lot of people propose at Disneyland, and I think people would do it like up on those steps. And so I think the staff member was like, no, you can't propose up here. But maybe I don't know if
You can't interrupt the proposal wherever it's happening.
really
No.
in Disneyland.
You just have to
Just
accept,
in general?
You just have to accept it wherever it is. It just has to be okay.
I
fair.
wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
If you're in the middle of a baseball game and it's like, I don't know, world championship about to happen and someone's proposing, you don't stop them. I mean, the game's still going to go on, but like you can't stop them.
Stop
That's
the
so weird.
baseball game.
Yeah.
Stop the game.
They both run out into the middle of the field during the game, and he gets down on one knee, and they're like, "Hold the game, guys."
No, then you hold it. I think then you hold it and then you kick them out afterwards. You drag them out.
Are you done? Did she say yes? She said yes. All right, you're both under arrest.
Yeah.
Your first night as an engaged couple is going to be in jail.
You know, I actually wanted to ask you guys this. But what were like, are there any shots that you've like absolutely just missed? Like a missed shot? Because mine, and tying into the engagement thing, is this is when I first had my camera and I was like all I was making money off of was doing club photography. I went out to try to get artistic photos at like a Christmas market, and someone was what? Someone had just proposed, and I had my camera out. I was taking a photo of my friend, and I literally just had to turn 180 when I heard like the crowd screaming, but I didn't. And then I kind of turned around too late, and then that's when I realized, oh, this guy just proposed, and I missed the shot. It would have been great for my artistic photography.
They should have let you know. They should have been like, "Hey, I'm about to propose to my girl. Can you get the shot?"
Yeah.
Wait, were you there with like?
No,
with
no, no.
them
I wasn't with them.
Oh,
No,
so
no,
it was
no.
just a random.
No, it wasn't like getting paid to get the shot. That was
Oh,
that would have
okay.
been horrible. No, I've never, thankfully,
You're
haven't
paid
missed that yet.
to catch the engagement, and you're just like, huh,
No, these are just other strangers like that were just there that day.
cool.
But yeah, it was just unlucky that like I mean, it was lucky that I was right there,
Mm.
but I was just unlucky that my camera was pointing 180 degrees as I was trying to get something, and then that happened, and I was like, wow, that could have been so much better than my friend being in the frame instead.
Nothing that haunts my dreams now. Anything for you, Daniel?
Yeah, actually, and it's been like on my mind this entire time. It was either my first wedding. No, it was my second wedding. It's my second wedding. I missed the first kiss.
Because they
During
did
the
they did a
ceremony.
peck and pulled away.
They did a peck and they pulled away. I wasn't ready for it. I was in the wrong spot. But the cool thing was I got a picture like right after where they were hugging, but at the angle I was at, it looked like they were kissing. So I was like,
Nice save.
there
job.
you go.
So-
and nobody said anything.
Future reference: if you ever miss that shot, when you're doing the family photos, you make sure the first shot you do is the two of them on the altar kissing, and then it's kind of like you got the shot, and you just move the time code over.
I did that for video. I've done that for the wedding that
That's
we
so
did.
smart.
Yes.
The wedding that we did because they didn't send me an itinerary and I didn't know that they weren't doing vows because usually it's vows, you may kiss the bride, boom, no vows, you may kiss the bride. I was so shocked. I was out corner like stage right, and then I ran to go get the shot, and then when I was looking in post I was like, well, I could keep this part in because I did get it kind of, but I'm gonna put this family photo one in at the point in time where the video would make sense, and if they say anything then they'll say something. But yeah, like you said, it didn't own us.
I mean,
And it looks better.
if it's tight enough,
Yeah.
Yeah.
how are they supposed to know you didn't get that perfect angle with nobody in the shot?
No.
Yeah.
So
All right, guys, natural light or flash photography, like flash on or off camera, either way.
I like natural light, but probably not because I like how it looks, more because that's all I have to work with all the time.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I just have like a lack of experience with off camera or like, well, with not natural light, just like on camera and off camera flashes. I've played with it a little bit, but a lot of the shoots that I've done that would require like on camera lighting and stuff like that, or let me rephrase. I've never found myself during a shoot that was just like so relaxed that I could just like experiment and play. I just felt like really like, oh man, like I gotta get the shot and I gotta make sure that I got it. So I would say natural light. I like shooting natural light. But I think that also stems from like a lack of experience shooting with controlled light.
Yeah. Jared, I think you should enlighten us actually.
Yes.
I think it's understandable, but like a lot of people like off-camera flash because of the control they get from shooting the lighting. And I guess under a studio aspect, if I were to shoot like very specific photos in studio lighting, I would prefer that. Like I want a headshot, I want studio light, like flash.
Mm.
But I think the more artistic images come from the lack of control of the light and finding the right light in that sense. So like looking for light rather than trying to create your own light.
Mm.
Yeah.
I feel that you can be more artistic. So I guess, yeah. Because like if I were doing food photography, I don't want natural light because I'd be like, the light keeps shifting and I just want it to be the same.
Have you guys? Oh, do you do a little bit of video?
Little bit, not a ton.
Have you ever had to do video in like really dark settings?
Yes.
Or actually, have you ever seen videographers do like while you're DJing, like at clubs, like nightlife videos?
I have a little bit.
So I started off, my whole photography story is that I started doing club photography. So I had a flash for that. And I had a friend teach me how to use the flash. And that's all I know how to use a flash for. But with video, you can't just get away with like, flash. It got to recharge and all that. So I bought for a concert video, a light box to go on top of my camera. But you're filming someone from like, hip height or even like from head height and eye level, that light is too bright and super like punchy. If you have like a more pale person, it'll look really not good. Yeah. So what I ended up having to do is I took it off my camera And then, like, because I had it on my hot shoe mount, right?
Yeah.
I took it off my camera, and I was going around the whole like the concert with like light coming down from here, and my camera looking like this. I'm just like walking around like this, like I'm like, and I do the thing where like I bop around. It's like a habit from like when I used to do club photography, because I'd be like, oh yeah, no, just don't let me ruin the vibe. And I'll get natural pictures, and I'll get natural dance moves. And then boom, flash, from above.
It's so natural.
I love that thing. That little light box is so cool. I want to start using it for more photo and video opportunities. It's just like a nice little rechargeable thing. So
no, I have one too, like
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
I made a stupid mistake that I did purchase like a light box, but I thought I was being cool, and I was like, I'm gonna get, and it was mainly just for like not even anything professional, just for like the camping trip. I was like, I'm gonna get an IR light box, an infrared light box, so that I can shoot at night. And what I had forgotten about is that most DSLR cameras have a filter in them that doesn't let IR light in.
So I'm not what?
Yeah, so I looked it up. Because I turned the light on, and you could see like how with your own eyes you see like a light glow from an infrared light.
Yeah.
Like a little pink glow. So I took my DSLR into the bathroom and like turned the lights off because I wanted to test it. All I could see was like the little pink lights through my like on the screen and everything like that. And I realized when I looked it up that a lot of DSLRs, because they don't want infrared lights interrupting with like your color scheme and like your pictures and stuff, so they put a filter that doesn't allow, or it's like something to do with your sensor that doesn't allow IR light. I definitely wasted money on an IR light, but you know what? If you're holding your phone, it looks really cool. So I mean,
oh wait, so you weren't helping to shoot it? You weren't using it to shoot at night to focus. You were using it to shoot at night to get lighting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like it's like this big. It's just like a little box that you can cold shoe on top of your camera. And you know what? It works great with camcorders and with like lower quality like video stuff and everything like that.
So it makes it like a night mode or what? On the camcorder?
It's really, really creepy looking actually, because it has like
looks like Ghost Hunters.
Yeah, so it has like that washed out like pinkish like purple look, and it looks really, really creepy. If like you're using your phone and you have that light on, it looks really cool. But it does not work with my DSLR camera. So
you can change that Virginia trip to from a documentary and
to
more
a horror.
I thought you were gonna make it a little bit of horror.
So that's what I was initially thinking. So for those of you in the podcast that don't know, I'm working on a documentary right now. It's just like a small personal project that started as something and then just has progressively rapidly changed as I started doing it. Because I started it as like a small like, oh, this would be a fun way to like document my trip or whatever. And then it progressed into, what if I made it like I actually filmed it in like a documentary style? And then that went to, what if I actually made a documentary? And then into like fully like making a name for the documentary and like having an entire basis for like how I was going to film it and what I wanted to include. And I'm very excited for it because this will be my, like, I've done little video work, like little like 30-second, maybe. I think the longest video that I've done is like a minute. But I'm excited because this will probably be like closer to like 20-30 minutes. So it'll be like my first like short film.
Nice.
Which I really want to get into because filming short films is fun.
We'll do something then.
That'd be really cool, honestly.
Let's do a thing where you and I shoot Jarrett, and it'll just be a documentary just called Jarrett.
No,
I like that.
I'm not into that.
No, because you won't have to like look at the camera.
Yeah, you want to do anything.
Like it's not gonna be one of those documentaries. It's just gonna be like a look into the life of Jarrett.
Oh my god!
But you just pretend we're not there.
I feel
so it's like you're wearing a GoPro.
I feel exactly like those guys, the actors who don't want to watch their own movies. We could make a film and pretend to be somebody else
called Jarrett. You could be Jarrett, but not Jarrett.
I'll play Daniel.
Oh, okay. Does that mean Max is Jarrett?
Yes.
Does that mean
you're
I'm
Max?
Hell yeah! I that took me a really long time for my brain to process. I was like, "You're me. You're Jarrett. Who am I?"
So I'm gonna need you guys to change your vocal frequency. I don't know if that's what you call it, but like, gotta talk in a really deep voice for this next segment.
Really deep. Hey guys,
Hello.
welcome to Shut Up and Let Me Take Your Picture.
Hey, you. Shut up. Let me take your picture.
What he said.
You do it very well, sir. This is your actual voice. I'm convinced this is your actual voice because you're so natural at it.
Just a really low voice. I mean, I guess so. Sure.
I'm still waiting for Jared's low voice.
Yes, Jarrett. If you could ever stop laughing and have a serious moment, please. I thought this was a serious podcast, and I need you to be serious right now.
Have a sip of your Coca-Cola.
Have some of that Coke.
Excuse me, guys, but do you know where the nearest place to shut up and take your picture is?
It's right here.
Daniel, what's the special question for Max?
Oh, the special question for Max. Oh my goodness. I'm excited. I had a different one for our original plans, but we're changing that. We talked a little bit about this during the last podcast, but none of it got included. I think it was before we started like filming and stuff like that. But if you could be any anime character in any anime, but actually you have to live their full lifestyle and everything like that, who would you choose and why?
Wait, didn't I ask this question to you?
Oh, yeah, not during the podcast.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we're gonna, while you think about that, we're gonna do our answers that we talked about last time.
Yeah.
I chose Sword Art Online. Is the anime that I would live in, even though there's a lot of trauma. But I would choose to be Klein and not Kirito, because Kirito's the main character and has all the trauma. But Klein is just there. He has his own guild. He's just chilling. Like every time you see him, he's in a really good mood and just like having a good time. So that's what I would choose.
You could cosplay him very well, I think.
I think I could do. The patchy beard too. I got that. I just got my hair.
Why not the creator of Minecraft?
Because he was fucked up.
He was very much so.
All right, Jared. What
Oh
was your
yeah,
answer?
I think I said like Kenshin Himura from Rurouni Kenshin. It's like a 1990s anime, and it has like multiple adaptations and OVAs. But the character like kind of has a messed up past, but then after he like vows never to kill again, he becomes like a wandering samurai that finds like a family out of like, he like makes a family from a bunch of people that were never connected. So like he finds like a girl he falls in love with, but their love story is kind of super long and like doesn't really like describe that they're falling in love, but you can tell. And then he finds this like old school like Buster Sword user, and like he befriends him and he becomes a good guy, and this little kid who keeps stealing shit, and he becomes part of their like little crew. And basically the entire show is about people from his past coming at him and like him like having to defend his like newfound family from them. So it's pretty cool. It's cute, even though his past is really effed up. But I don't know. It's a nice future.
I like it. So now that you've had a few minutes to think,
I have one really cop-out answer that I have to mention.
okay,
I would love to be Bokuto from Haikyuu, because living in a world where I could just be good at a sport.
Is that the white-haired
presumably-
kid?
The white-haired kid.
Yes.
The owl, yeah. Being presumably able to like get through life with just like athletic ability and like people watching my like coming to my volleyball games sounds great. I don't have to deal with like life or like, you know, universe ending things. Like I don't have to worry about ninja wars. I can just be really good at what I do, and I could look pretty cool doing it. And I don't know, I like his vibe. I like how he just walks into a room and he just like throws his jacket up in the air and he's like, ha, I've arrived.
Is that your final answer?
No, I would actually be in a ninja war.
This world shall know pain.
Yeah, I would probably want to be in like the Naruto universe. Honestly, any character, any character. Like, I just think like learning
Sakura.
jutsu, I would be fine with being Sakura. At least I've been with my parents, and I'm not a lot's expected of me.
That's true. That's true.
I'm not carrying on a bloodline. I'm not like the kid of like a president.
Rock Lee would be the best option.
No, but he can't do jutsu.
Yeah, but Rock Lee also gets
Gate of
like
closing open.
gets like mega fucked up
Oh yeah,
often
yeah.
in that show.
Oh, like he gets his ass kicked?
Yeah, and he
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
have like Naruto's healing powers, so he always gets like literally every fight.
Yeah.
He gets his ass handed to him, and then he has like months of recovery time.
I think I would either want to be B because I'd really be sick to
You'd
be
be
a
good at
Jinchuriki that
rapping?
like I'd be down to rap. I used to rap battle kids in high school for their lunch money. I'd either want to be him or someone who like from the Leaf that just knows how to like walk on water, walk up walls, make a clone. I would prank so many people. I'd be like Konohamaru. Honestly, Konohamaru. That's my answer.
Let's be honest though,
Konohamaru,
Kakashi has
Oh,
it
dude.
all.
I would be Kakashi.
He has it all, man.
But he has
Kakashi.
so much stress and trauma. Like at least if you're Konohamaru, well, no, if you're Konohamaru, you got trauma too.
Yeah.
But I think literally everybody in anime has trauma.
Yeah.
But that's what makes them likable.
Yeah.
Trauma. Kids, remember, trauma makes people like you. So I actually have a special segment for you guys. I
Oh,
mentioned
no.
it to Max
Yeah.
earlier.
Oh, I'm excited.
I didn't mention it to you. So Max, make sure you don't read any of these. Wait, no, it's over here. There we go. So this segment is called Florida Man or Just Another Wedding. So I'm
Can you
gonna
look these up?
yeah.
So these
today.
aren't personal anecdotes. These are like actual stories.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like actual, like I looked them up.
Okay.
So I'm gonna read them off to you. These will be like read in kind of like an announcement style. And then you get to choose Florida Man or Just Another Wedding.
Oh, we got
Sounds good.
We got to build paddles next time.
That's
You know,
true.
the paddles.
That's true.
that,
The
like-
Florida Man
Yeah,
and
Florida man. It's got like a
F
picture.
and J for Just Another Wedding, or W for wedding. You know, Florida Man wedding, Florida Man wedding.
A picture of a bride and a picture of like a guy in Crocs.
Raise Daniel's left shoe for Florida Man and his right shoe. No, I'm just kidding.
Just kidding. All right, are you guys ready? You guys ready? You guys
ready.
both
Yes.
get guesses, everything like that. So, this just in. Childhood nightmares come to life as a man runs wild in a Teletubby costume and a white mask.
Definitely just another wedding.
It's a wedding.
That is actually a wedding. So it turns out it wasn't just one man. This entire group from the groom's side of the family decided they would
four?
prank. I think there was like 5 or 6.
Okay.
But so they all ran around to the Teletubbies theme song, but they couldn't find Teletubbies like tops. So they put on just like a white mask. It was really, really creepy.
Did we have a video?
No. They didn't have a video. It took me a lot of research to find a lot of these that,
If you could drop the video.
how about
In
we
here?
make a video
No.
for it?
No.
We just got to buy some Teletubby costumes. It'll be great.
I'll go in the Jarrett documentary.
Yeah. He'll go into his closet and it'll be a haunting memory as his Teletubby costume. Next one. This just in. Man is caught having sex in bathroom with multiple women after doing lines of coke.
That's literally at a wedding, so I don't care if you say a Florida Man, because that's literally at a wedding.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, it could be either, but I'm gonna say wedding.
That's fair. So it was a wedding. And the man was the groom during the reception.
Wait, the groom was
But
banging?
one of the women was not the bride.
Just one of them was not
No,
the bride?
both of the women were not the bride.
Okay, so all of the women were
Yes,
not the bride.
all
I
of
figured
the-
that much.
It was, I think, what did they say? I think it was like her cousin or something like that. And then just one of the guests that was at the wedding.
Oh no.
How do you...
How do you get in a position like that?
It was my twin brother that you've never met.
The coke, dude. The coke.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. All right. Next one. Priest gets punched in the face as 2 women duke it out. Florida man or just another wedding?
There's no men in that story.
Well, Florida person or just another wedding?
It's just a wedding. It's just a wedding.
I'm gonna say this one's just Florida.
Just Florida.
Just Florida.
So this one is also a wedding. The priest tried to break up the fight between the bride and the bride's mother that was happening out in the parking lot.
They were fisticuff.
They fisticuffed, and the priest tried to stop it, and the bride's mother proceeded to punch the priest in the face for trying to break them up.
Let me just say, as a wedding videographer, you're filming that.
Good content.
You're filming that
Content.
because if they decide, be like, well, wedding's off, priest got punched in the face, we can't pay you, or we need to use that money for bail, then you can send that to WorldStar and still make your money.
Hey.
Send it to who?
WorldStar Hip Hop,
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of WorldStar, I know we're doing this segment, but we're gonna have to talk about. Never mind. Go ahead.
Oh, we can talk about it right after this. This just in: man randomly approaches a woman, places his hand on her stomach, and proceeds to yell, "Get a man to put some semen in there. Having babies is a woman's destiny."
Florida man.
Florida man.
Joke's on you guys. These are all weddings.
All of them are weddings.
All of them are
That one
weddings.
was too obviously a wedding that I thought you were gonna try to give us the wrong.
Oh, this one? Yeah.
That sounds like something that
that would happen
happen
at a wedding. I know,
was just
right?
like,
Right. So I
Was it the last
was
one?
trying to find some like Florida. That was the last one. I was trying to find some Florida ones that weren't like. All the Florida man things are crazy, like crazy insane.
Man fights an alligator in his tuxedo.
Exactly. And you're not going to believe that was just another wedding. So it's a little too obvious. I had to go a different route, but one of these days. Shh. I'll put that in post.
So kind of like changing directions here.
It's all right.
Where would be like a dream location for a wedding that you guys would like to film or photograph?
I mean, does it have to be like a wedding? Or can it be like a dream location to shoot?
Well, if it's a dream location to shoot, that's just like a vacation, right?
Yes. Isn't a destination wedding just a vacation that you're working on?
Kind of. Like, what's the difference to you, though? Like, are you going to be taking pictures of people?
Well, I guess, yeah. Like in my head, it was just like not like a dream place to take pictures, but like a dream location to have like a photo shoot. Like whether it's like a modeling shoot.
Okay, so yeah, as long as
like
you're
a wedding couple shoot.
Okay, as long as you're photographing people and not like nature or just not
candid
bringing your
shots. Yeah,
camera
yeah,
or
okay.
anything like that. Yeah.
Ooh. So I feel like Venice would be really cool because of the color.
Yeah.
And like all the old style architecture and everything like that's there.
Yeah.
And you could find like really creative ways to incorporate like how busy Venice is, like with the people.
So busy.
And then the other spot that would be less like city like would be like, oh man, like somewhere like the cliffs in Ireland or something like that.
Ooh, Ireland.
Like, yeah, where it's all green. And then you have those cliffs and it's just always overcast. So it's perfect lighting.
Dude,
all the
Ireland
time.
sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah, doing those like cliffside photos, I can already imagine. That's
Dude,
dope.
have you guys seen the black beach in Iceland? Or I think that's Iceland. Yeah. So the sand is like black instead of
that's
white.
cool.
That would be cool.
There's that spot is very commonly shot with like the yellow rain jacket or like the orange rain jacket.
Okay.
And then there's like the plane, that abandoned plane that crashed there.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, dude, all of my photographer friends from Canada, they all went like to Iceland like within the same year,
Dude.
separately.
Just to shoot.
And then they shot the exact same thing each
shot,
time.
Jesus.
I'm like, wow. And like, I'm sure because they all came out with photos later and later, right? But like the fact that they probably all got their photos and then all found out that they all had the same thing.
That's
that was
hilarious.
so funny to me.
Or like,
Yeah.
honestly, like the Maldives have like glowing water.
Oh yeah.
And then here in like America, we have like the salt flats.
Hmm.
But like when it rains on the salt flats, it looks like a giant mirror.
Yeah, it's super reflective on there.
Yeah.
Oh god, that would be cool too.
I didn't pick anything.
I know you just went through a bunch of different options. So
I was
so
like,
narrow,
all these are cool.
narrow it down to at least two, because narrowing down to one is hard. Just at least two.
Dude, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what would be really cool. I honestly think like one of those locations would be really good. Depends what I'm shooting too.
Well,
And, like-
yeah, that's why I said two locations.
And it depends how like crazy the shoot is.
You're getting too detailed into this. You're thinking too much. What's some place that you saw and you're like, God, it would be amazing
I really
to shoot
do. I
there."
really do want to shoot in the black sand. That looks so
Black
cool.
sand would be
Yeah, but not with a rain jacket.
No. or the crash plane in the background.
Oh.
The crash plane's kind of cool.
Well,
actually.
yeah, but
Oh, another place, and I don't know where this is. One time I saw like a shipwreck underwater. An
So do, like,
an
shoot?
underwater shoot
Yeah.
would be insane.
That
But
would
with
be
a
wild.
shipwreck, can't just be like underwater in general.
Be fun. Like underwater photography is its own monster. That would be so cool to get into. But
Yeah, it would be.
I feel like we already picked an expensive field, and
Yeah.
like now you're taking everything that was expensive and making it waterproof, which makes it even more expensive.
It's like $2,000 just to put your camera in a case.
yeah, just to put it in the case or something like that. But I mean, if you ever want to do it, I got the snorkeling gear for it. Like we can do it. All right, what about you, Max?
I guess like a cityscape. I want to go with two locations because I want to do an urban one and a nature one.
Mm.
I guess an urban one, I think it would be maybe in the Japan or Singapore.
Oh, that would be
It's like a
so
very
cool,
urban, busy place, kind of like we were saying with Venice. But I really want there to be like cherry blossoms
Yeah.
I thought about
specifically. And then I think it would be really cool to have like just the colors. It's a little bit more colorful in like those like cities, right? Like there's a lot of street food and stuff. A lot of cars aren't as big of a thing in those urban areas.
Mhm.
And then my not urban location would probably be right there in Canada, in probably the Rocky Mountains,
With the mountain. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about
With the-
Canada just
with a
being great.
really
Yeah.
blue lake, moraine lake. Actually,
Road trip.
low
Road
key,
trip,
I'm
road
actually
trip.
going there September to get my like bucket list shot because ever since I picked up a camera, I've wanted to take a shoot, like go there, do video, do photo there. But yeah, just blue lake in the background. I'm imagining like their altar is like at the end of a dock,
That
and,
would
like,
be so cool.
mountains
Just
in the back.
reaching out to the lake.
and then the lake. That's what I'm thinking, and it's very dronable. Like if I'm allowed to build my dream wedding that I'm get to work, I'm on a helicopter too. Like screw the drone.
So-
Can you jump down can you rappel from the helicopter?
Oh heck yeah.
So I don't know if you guys have heard of Charlton Churchill. What he got famous for? He shot a wedding on top of Mount Everest, or he shot somebody's wedding photos like at the top. Like
that's
they
crazy.
they pulled off their jackets and stuff, and they're
seen that.
they're gorgeous photos. Guys, let's shoot an adventure wedding.
Let's do it.
If you're listening and your wedding is an adventure, I know some people who are looking to photograph and videotape that wedding. So if we could be the first photographer to shoot weddings in outer space,
That would be so
we-
cool.
I think that your career might be set at that point.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think so,
Yeah.
but I don't think any of us have the connections unless one of you has access to a
Elon.
personally owned rocket.
If
We
you're
know,
listening
we
to
know
this-
Elon. We know Elon listens, and Bezos,
Both y'all are divorced. That's all I'm saying.
single and ready to mingle.
Yeah. You guys gotta come up, bro. I've seen Bill Gates' wedding. You guys gotta come up. You guys gotta top them out. Both you guys have the means, and you guys have the guys who are gonna do it with you too.
Space wedding. Space wedding. So shout out to Bezos and Elon Musk. If anybody else is watching this, please share and tag Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos in this, please.
Oh my god.
We'll shoot your space wedding. We'll do it.
I wonder if my gimbal would work better in space.
I don't know if you would need
Hey,
a gimbal
I'm gonna-
in space.
I'm gonna need to fly this drone around up here in the space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like even if we don't get hired to do their space wedding, if they just if we could go like halvesies on a Tesla, that'd be good too.
I mean, yeah.
All right, this is the last question to wrap up, guys. But I guess Max, if you were shooting a wedding, what shoes would you wear to the wedding, or like what shoes would you want to wear to a wedding? If you could like go out and you either use the shoes you have now or go like buy new shoes, it doesn't matter. I just need to know the best wedding shoe.
It's funny because you ordered it as if I've not done weddings. And I feel very like
If you were to go out,
I feel
to a
like
wedding.
this is a job interview for like the outer space gig I'm about to get. I can't get away from not wearing formal attire, like at least semi-formal attire. So
That's
I can't.
fine.
I don't really think I can do sneakers, just especially because like I'm gonna be on the dance floor a lot. So like,
Yeah.
I have these Chelsea boots, suede
Okay.
Chelsea boots that are easy slip on, slip off.
Is that the brand?
No, I think it's just like because it's like the boot that like instead of zippers on the side, it's like a little elastic thing, like a U. You know, and they're gray, so they fit a lot with like a lot of different things. I usually have like a blue slacks or blue jeans. Sometimes I'll wear.
Okay.
They fit with black too, and they're very comfortable. They're a little bit of heels too, so I can get a little bit higher.
Yeah,
on those
with that
a little taller.
that light coming down. Yeah, that's pretty much. I think I've worn that to every single wedding that I've been to.
I think I've seen them.
Yeah. So that or just black running shoes. If I know I'm gonna be on my feet and I can't do those boots, just like black running shoes, something simple.
That's a good option. Have you been looking for shoes, Daniel?
So I have been looking for shoes because right now I have Target dress shoes, which have lasted a really long time, but they lose their support really, really fast. So like I've been looking into. I saw a few different ads. Were you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say, have you seen those Cole Haan Zero Grands though? It's supposed to be like walking on clouds, but they look like dress shoes. It's like wingtips.
Oh yeah,
Sneakers.
Yeah. So I think, and it may be the exact ones that you're talking about, but I have seen like, yeah, they're like dress shoes, but they look like they have like a fancy sneaker bottom or a fancy sneaker sole.
It's probably what it is.
It's probably literally
Is it
just
over
that.
$100?
Oh yeah, yeah. These are like
it's
are
them.
like $200 a pair, and I want them real bad because
Go on sale sometimes.
my feet hurt at the end.
That's
of weddings.
fine.
That's all I gotta say. So I have been looking into new shoes. So I
So-
don't really have like a preference.
I will say though that I went to what's it called? Nordstrom Rack where everything's on sale.
Yeah,
And I tried on like 1,000 different shoes in like 10 minutes.
I tried on every single shoe in the store.
That looked good and kind of didn't look good at the same time, like brown and black. And then I was like, all right. So I ended up with these Timberlands meets Dr. Scholl's. They made a shoe together, and it's a
Cool.
boot, and those
Timber
are nice. And then Johnson and Murphy also makes a really nice, like comfortable shoe. You should look
Nice.
into those too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Apparently, runners and healthcare workers swear by Hoka, Hoka, because they're running shoes, and I think they're a little bit too bright for weddings, especially for me, because I would rather be a little bit more, dress boots.
Yeah.
But just for like people who are stepping like 20,000 steps a day, like running around a hospital, apparently that's like the go-to. So
Nice.
yeah, I've been thinking about getting some for myself for like
Yeah.
the Cedar Point trips.
Nice. Yeah.
Adventure wedding. Anybody want to get married at Cedar Point? I almost said Adventure Point.
Where would you get married at Cedar Point?
On
By a
top of the
coaster?
roller coaster.
On top of the roller
You get
coaster,
officiated
bro.
behind you, the seats behind you.
Yeah.
They pause it
No.
at the Maverick drop,
Oh yeah.
and they just leave you there
Yeah.
until you're ready to get married.
Yeah. Well, the whole ride, you're saying your vows.
Oh my god.
So you're just like, and I love you so much. And I love that we've been together for so long. I think we've gotten too far off course on the shoe conversation.
Huh?
Hey, Max,
Hey.
what's your handle?
My handle is MaxIMU. That's MaxIAMYU. Because my middle name is you, and it's also a homage to Rush Hour 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
Why?
like it.
Huh? what it isn't good for.
Oh,
Absolutely
I was so
nothing.
confused what you were doing.
Whoa. I was a little
I thought you were like,
confused with where you were going. for that,
Waha, like Waluigi, like.
Wahoo!
Oh,
It's a Mia.
that's what I do when I have the light shining down. It's me.
Everybody knows.
Oh,
where
is that
you-
on Instagram or TikTok?
That is Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. Those are pretty much all my main socials. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this was a
Such a fun
blast.
time.
I'm on Instagram as Daniel Ray Photography 505. That's 505. Jarrett, where can we find you?
Oh, so you can find me on Instagram at Alice Hart Photography and Becoming Fire Boudoir. 2, like II. Too many handles. TikTok, Michigan Photographer. Yeah, that's good enough, guys. You'll find other links.
I'll put the links at the end of the video.
Check the links out below.
But yes, this is Jared. I'm Daniel. That's Max. This was Shut Up and Let Me Take Your Picture. We'll see you next time,
Hey,
podcast.
shut up.